morning, guys. Brian Smith here. We are here on another episode of the Entrepreneur Blueprint. So today I'm very excited because I have a couple that I really admire a lot. We have the owners of F45 Summerwood in the building. We got Mr. Larry and Jennifer Brown in the building this morning. Welcome.
Thanks, Brian, for having us. We really appreciate that.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming this morning. Thank y'all for coming this morning. So I want to start by saying I was in y'all's gym this morning, 4:30 a.m. So part of the reason why we wanted to bring y'all in, love y'all's gym. I mean, and we want to talk more about F45 and everything about it. Great energy, just love everything about it. I want to start at the beginning. Tell us about you guys, a little bit about your background, where you come from. How did we get here today?
All right. Well, I think this story really started about 2001, 2002.
Okay.
At Prairie View A&M University.
Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, you know anything about that?
So we went to school together.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I liked y'all from the very beginning for some reason, and then it became evident. Okay, keep going. Prairie View.
Yeah. So probably 2001, 2002. Jennifer and I were biology majors at Prairie View. I saw that pretty young girl. Went after her in 2001. She didn't give me a shot, but I kept trying.
You kept trying.
Probably around 2002, we got together, and then here we are today. Jennifer went off to med school after she graduated from Prairie View.
Okay.
I ended up going
what
to
med school? Oh.
University of Alabama.
University of Alabama. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay. And then you?
I ended up commissioning to the United States Army. So I was an Army officer starting in 2005.
Really? Wow, 2005. So thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
First
Yes,
of all,
sir.
so you really were in it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So August of last year made 20 years. Definitely didn't think I was going to do a 20-year career in the Army coming out of Prairie View.
You did a full 20-year career
20
in the
years.
Army?
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow. God
Yes,
bless
sir.
you. Thank you for your service. I mean, seriously. I mean, I didn't. So we were talking earlier about how when we sit down for these conversations, sometimes we just learn more about each other. I knew you were a veteran, but I didn't know 20 years of
20
service.
years. 20 years.
Man, that's amazing. Keep going. I didn't mean.
Thank you. So, like I said, she went to med school. I ended up going to the Army. Somewhere along the lines of my career, 10 years, I did go to PA school. The Army sent me to PA school. So health and fitness is basically our brand and has been since we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 deployments and 3 kids later, and we ended up in Texas. So
3 deployments,
Yeah.
3 kids later. So
Yeah.
where all did we go on deployment?
A couple trips to Iraq and 1 trip to Afghanistan.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Again, thank you for your service. So how did we arrive at F45? So I see the med school, and we're in the military, got out of the military. How did we get to opening a gym?
So crazy story.
Yeah.
We moved to Houston. Thank God. We almost landed in Tyler, Texas, but we
Yeah.
ended up in Houston, Texas.
So there was a decision to be
Yeah.
made.
Yeah, so I'm a GYN oncologist, so I take care of women with cancer. I'm a cancer surgeon. And so
Wow.
I initially started at Texas Tech, or I got my job out of fellowship at Texas Tech. And we were there for 4 years. Larry was stationed at Fort Bliss. And we had a great time. It was a really good experience. Love El Paso, shout out to all my El Paso people.
Okay, El Paso.
It was great weather, great people, And so once we were transitioning from El Paso, we had to make a decision as to where to go. And this was going to be our final stop on the train. Larry was getting close to his 20 years. And at this point, we said, where do we really want our family to settle? Where do we want to settle? So job opportunity came open here in Houston. Larry's originally from Jasper, Texas, so it was a pretty easy decision for us to move to Houston. And so started working at Texas Oncology.
So what year was this
This was
we moved to
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
We moved to Houston.
We moved to
Okay.
Houston. And so we've been here ever since then, settled down. Larry, you know, we came to a point in our lives, and this is one thing I think the military has taught us, and that is, one, not everything is permanent, you know, so you have to learn how to transition, right? You live it up when you're there, and then when it's time to go, you go.
That's it.
But one thing we also knew is that as you're getting ready for the next step, you got to plan ahead. Right. So as Larry was transitioning out of the military, we were thinking, what can, you know, we do? What's the next stage of our life look like?
Okay.
We cared about fitness. We cared about health. And so I actually went to F45 on a trial for a 7-day trial.
Okay.
And I said, Larry's going to love this. He's going to absolutely love this. We had a friend, Chris Monroe, who had told us about it, and it pretty kind of, you know, said like, hey, you guys should really try it. But we really, really didn't know. And so I went on a 7-day trial when we moved here, loved it. Larry came in, I said, Larry, you're going to love it. He came in, I swear, I don't think we were finished with the warm-up. And Larry was like, hey, how much you think it'll take to own a place like this? So, you know, Larry fell in love with it, I fell in love with it, and so, you know, it kind of started the process from there.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, you know, I don't know if I was there for the very first time y'all came, but I saw y'all coming in early in the morning. These were early in the morning classes y'all were showing up.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember telling my wife, I said, babe, there's some couples that show up at 4:30 in the morning and they be ready to go. And she said, well, God bless them. She said, because I'm not going at 4:30. But anyway, so that's how it started. I mean, came to Houston and F45. So can we talk about F45 a little bit? So
Absolutely.
Let's talk about F45 because I feel like F45 is a hidden gem in the community. I really do. I thoroughly enjoy y'all's gym. Please talk to the people about F45 in some way.
So F45 in general, it is a franchise. It stands for Functional Fitness. 45 minutes are our basic classes, and it's designed for anyone on any fitness level. You know, most of the time nowadays, if you go to gyms, either equipment has been taken or you're looking for a certain program that fits, you know, a mold or fits what you're trying to do. Well, when you walk into F45, it's already planned out for you. One of the things that draw us to it, you know, most people who are busy or just don't have the time to put that program together, when you walk in, it's already designed, it's thoughtless, right? So you come in, that workout has already been designed for you. It's on the screen. You got a personal trainer there walking you through each exercise, showing you what to do or to correct your form. And you're in and out in 45 minutes. Some people need a lifetime. With us, you just need 45 minutes.
You know, that's amazing. So I really love everything that you just talked about because one of the things that I've struggled with as a person that wants to be active is, you know, I get a gym membership and then I show up and then I don't know what to do. I'm wandering around and I love the fact that on any given day I walk in and I don't have to think about what am I doing here. I put on my sneakers, I show up, and then the program is laid out. It's really user friendly.
Yeah, and I think for me, the same. When you're a busy professional, right, and you have a lot going on at work and at life, you know, and life starts lifing, right? And you just, you know, things get heavy. Sometimes it's nice to be able to go in, work out, and just have that, you know, community that's there, that knows your name, that says, hey, how's it going? How you doing? They're checking on you. They're checking like, hey, I missed you in class today. You know, it's people out there that are looking for you, that support you. And then when you come to the gym, it's 45 minutes. It's no nonsense. You come in there, you get it done. You're sweating. You're burning 600 to 1,000 calories, and you're out the door, you know?
Yes. So this morning, I was in there, 4:30 a.m. class, and it was cardio day this morning. And when I tell you sweating, and I love the energy of the coaches that you guys have in there. I mean, very encouraging. Hey, they'll challenge you too. Those coaches, they don't hesitate to challenge you. I mean, I've had several of them. Brian, I think you can do a little more than that. And so, and on top of that, like you mentioned, the community in the gym. I mean, it's good to go somewhere where people, you know your name. It's great. Y'all did some decor updates earlier this year.
So when we bought the gym, we did a complete remodel, all new floors, all new turf. We brought in functional racks. We wanted to give an actual presence of a gym where you can come in, lift weights. You know, we're in there bench pressing and squatting with the rest of them. So,
Yeah.
we're pretty excited about that. The gym looks great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
You walk in, you know, you can just feel the cleanliness and the newness of the equipment.
And the
So,
energy, yeah. You know, and our thing when we opened the gym, you know, we weren't really looking at it as a profit, you know, to make a profit. We were looking at it as an opportunity to reach out to the community and be more involved and have a place where people feel like they can come and be involved. And, you know, Larry and I, we said, you know, if we don't make $1, as long as we change one person's life, then it was all worth it. And that was that's been our focus and that's been our goal. And so we've tried to continue to embody that by not focusing on the profits and how much money we made today, but instead like, hey, did you make someone smile? Did you make someone's life a little bit better? Did you brighten someone's day? And for us, it's made it all, you know, worthwhile.
That's really good, Miss Jennifer. I know the mission is being accomplished because I see so many people that come into the gym, have been coming for a while, like transformations.
Yeah.
You know, and that's life-changing stuff. I mean, to come in and I mean, this is a big deal for us to really take care of ourselves and whatnot. So I saw a flag up in the gym. It was High Rocks.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Because I'm not super familiar with it, and maybe our audience. So what is High Rocks?
So we can. So F45 is official training partner of High Rocks. I think that happened about a year ago. So interesting story, you know, before Jenna and I purchased the gym, we did High Rocks. We were the first people at F45 to complete a High Rocks in Houston. I wish I could show you a picture. So it's pretty awesome. We went out there not really knowing what it was, just kind of wanted to do something together. And we went there and it was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
So High Rocks is basically the way I explain it is a fitness competition for the grown and sexy. All right.
Okay. Fitness competition for the grown and sexy. I like that. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So why do I say that? A lot of people try to associate, you know, CrossFit Games and CrossFit. Well, you know, as a medical provider and just my personal opinion, CrossFit pretty much ends the same way for each person. It's called injury, right? Whether, you know, you're just doing too many reps or too much weight or your form is bad. Well, High Rocks came along, and it's basically a combination of endurance with strength.
Okay.
I can sit here and say, you know, we've done 6 High Rockses. I might have seen a twisted ankle, you know, out of the 6 competitions that we've competed in. You know, the biggest injury that I've seen is probably a twisted ankle.
Okay.
And High Rocks embraces the hybrid athlete, right? There's so many competitions or there's so many, you know, events where you're either running or you're focusing on strength. And to me, High Rocks highlights both. So you have the running component, which is the 8 kilometers that you run between each event, and then you have your strength component. And again, it's strength plus endurance. So you may see someone that looks like, man, he looks like he is, you know, buff, strong, and he's out there struggling on the run, but he's killing the sled push. Same, you know, vice versa. You may see a girl that's like me, you know, 125 pounds, and she looks like, oh, she can kill the run, but then she's also killing the sled push. So it embraces, you know, all walks of life, and everyone, you know, I've seen big, small, tall, all of them, you know, teams. It really is like a, you know, get your team together, you and your bestie get together, and you compete and you have fun and you push each other. So
really?
Yeah. And it's,
so is there any like competitions coming up, or are we preparing for something, or what's going on?
So we got for us, me and Larry, we do the mixed doubles, which is, you know, man and woman. So the woman pushes the man's weight, or it's the same, you know, weight as the man. So it is tough. It is tough. But the good thing about it is, you know, I don't know if we weren't married, if we'd be together, because it does push you. But we have DC coming up, Washington DC, and then we have Dallas after that in November.
Wow. Okay. Love that. Love that. So a lot of people see the now. They see the business ownership, but often we don't see the challenges that come with that. So can you all talk to our audience about what are some of the challenges that that you guys encounter? I mean, you guys are very busy, got a lot going on. How's all that work?
I'm gonna start with this. So, in my 20-year Army career, we used to have a saying, right? If you can master doing what someone else wants you to do, if you ever get an opportunity to do what you want to do, man, you're gonna do it. You're gonna love it, and it's gonna be so much better. It's gonna mean so much more. And so I say that to say, you see a lot of things on social media. You see a lot of Instagram. We always have this phrase, all you got to do.
All you got to do.
All you got to do. Well, let me tell you something. Being an entrepreneur and having your own business, it's 24/7, 365. It's constant. Things are always going on, positive and negative, right? And so one thing that you got to have is energy and positivity, and you got to have a good team, a great team. If you don't have a great team, you will fail.
Yeah.
People want to go fast, and if they don't set up processes and the right people in the right places, then you're going to fail.
Wow, hang on, man. You're saying a lot right there. This is some good stuff. I hope our audience is picking up what you're saying. I'm hearing processes, team. Talk about this. This is good.
So, let's take a gym, for instance, right? You open a gym, you want to have 1,000 members.
Yes.
But you only have 2 trainers.
Ooh.
You only have one person back there answering the phone. You don't have the process of, checking folks in and who's a member and safety, right?
Oh,
yeah.
And so let's, hindsight's 20/20, but as you get older in life, you look back and you make sure you don't make those mistakes again. So you want to have those things in place, those people in place. And you want to grow, I don't want to say slowly, but you want to grow as that team grows and as the processes grows. And you always got to be ready to pivot. That's a big word. So you got to be ready to pivot. Yeah. And that process that you have in place may not be the right process. Or we may need to upgrade the process. It's ever changing. It's fluid is the word. And so that's one thing that I've learned being a business owner or an entrepreneur. We all want $1 million.
Yes.
Right?
Right now. Today.
But you have to put the elbow grease in. There's going to be some sleepless nights. There's going to be some 36-hour days.
Wow.
And people don't believe that, but it's true. I could sit here and tell you a story. I was in there trying to get the gym ready after the remodel. Okay. And I promise you, I didn't sleep for 36 hours.
Come on, man.
But those are the things that people don't see. And I want to, just take a pause and let people know the struggle is real. We have these social medias, we have these Instagrams, and we always show success.
Yes.
Right?
Highlights.
We don't show the process. We don't show the work. And I encourage people to share that story.
Yes, that's exactly why we're here. That's what we want to hear. We want the people to hear, what does it really take?
Yeah, I think the other thing that Larry and I did when we were focusing, we could have went out and bought $1 million gym, right? We could have financed it. We could have said, we're going to go as big as we possibly can. But I think one thing, to his point, that social media and a lot of people don't understand is you got to control what you can control, right? You got to be able to be in control of your circle. And if you're trying to jump really high, but you haven't controlled or figured out all the details of your circle, you're going to fail, and at the end of the day, you have to be able to have systems and processes and people that are going to go with you, right? So you can go fast alone, or we can go further together. So you have to make sure you have people that are willing to go with you. And we have a 17-year-old son. He's at Summer Creek, and I tell him all the time.
Shout out Summer Creek boy.
Can we?
Go away.
Does he play football?
He plays football.
Can we talk about that in a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I just, to that point, I tell him all the time, if they're not willing to help you carry the bricks, they're not the person to build with.
Wow.
And you got to find the people.
Wow. Say that again.
If they're not willing to help you carry the bricks, they're not the ones to build with.
Wow, that's good.
So you got to find the people that are willing to help you carry the bricks, and that's what it boils down to. So for us, we found a group of people, trainers that are willing to help us. They're always willing to volunteer, help out. Be there, support. We have monthly meetings, and they are.
Y'all have a good bunch of trainers there. Really good. Good people, knowledgeable, know what to do. Y'all have an excellent staff there.
So
really well.
yeah, but I didn't. We can talk about the Bulldogs all day. So I know Larry that.
So when I first saw y'all in the gym, I saw Larry would come in with like these. It was like high school football t-shirts on, and I say, well, man, they must like football. Okay, so y'all like football? Y'all got a football player in the family?
So I'm from Texas.
Yes, sir.
So I went to Jasper High School. Friday Night Lights is a real deal.
Really?
Yeah. So we had an opportunity. Like I said, we moved to Houston with the thought process of putting Trey, that's our son, in a high school where he wouldn't have to move again. Right?
Okay.
So he probably went to 6 different schools over his tenure in grade school. We were like, hey, when we get to high school, we want you to stay at the same high school.
Stay put.
I had an opportunity to meet Kenny Ray Harrison. That's the head football coach at Summer Creek High School.
Great coach.
Great
Man.
coach.
Great man.
Just
Great team.
One
Great
team.
program.
Yes, great program.
One conversation with him, I could just tell the person he was. And people really need to hear this, right? Your kid in high school will spend more time with their coaches than they're going to spend with their parents. So whoever you surround yourself around or surround your kids around in high school is going to make a huge difference. And that was the reason why we chose Summer Creek High School.
Wow.
Yeah.
In terms of football, nothing but accolades. I think our first year there, they went to state.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. I said, wow. I mean, we were talking before this interview. I don't know what they're putting in the food or whatever in Humble ISD. I mean, it's happening. It's athletes coming out.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, to Larry's point, the coaches there, they really care about the kids. And you can see that. They're not just looking at the kids like, oh, you're my running back. Oh, you got injured, move out the way, next man up. They actually care about the kids. They're invested in the kids doing well, not just on the field, but also off the field. And so to me, when we came here, Trey's my son. He's my pride and joy, right? So I wanted to make sure I surrounded him by men that would enrich him, and not men who would just look at him as you're just another athlete on the field.
Exactly.
And so at Summer Creek we found that, so we're ride or die Bulldogs. So.
That's amazing. So what position does Trey play? So we're gonna look out for him this
He plays receiver.
receiver. Okay.
Receiver.
We'll be on the lookout.
Absolutely.
We'll be on the lookout.
And I'm gonna give him a shout out because he's number 19 in his class too. So we got a student athlete on our hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I can feel the pride. I walk in the gym, I see posters and all that. I know we know what time it is. We're full supporters.
Yep.
So I've heard a lot of really good nuggets in this conversation today. And another thing that we want to do here on this podcast is we want to give actionable advice to the people out there that may be listening. There may be someone out there that wants to pursue a career in health or fitness or whatnot. Is there some advice you would give them? One piece of advice?
I think I read a book one time, and it put it into perspective, right?
Let's hear it.
So, when you're coming up with a business plan or an ideal, right? We know at 45 Summerwood is the greatest gym in the nation.
I agree.
Right? And all I need you to do is walk through that door to see that. You probably only need to take one class, I'll be honest with you. However, they don't know that. Right? So when you have a product, you know your product is the greatest product, but the people don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is your plan to get other people to know? And if you think just assuming having this great program that it's going to spread, then you will most likely fail. Jenny and I are very good at fitness and health. And one thing that we had to take a step back probably 3 months ago was our business plan, our marketing plan, our marketing strategy. We knew the product was awesome and great. However, that piece of it, just trying to get people to know. How do you get the word out? How do you get other people to sample your product? Which again, we appreciate this opportunity to get the word out there. But this is another stepping stone. And so my biggest piece of advice is whatever plan you have, talk to your partner, talk to your mom, talk to your cousin, talk to them, give them your business plan and let them poke holes in it.
That's
and
good.
when they poke holes in it, you need to be receptive.
Ooh.
Constructive criticism
good.
is your best friend.
That's good.
And you
got to
two
be
options.
receptive.
Yeah, you got two options.
You gotta be receptive.
You have two options. And if somebody has the ability to give you constructive criticism, like if somebody comes in and leaves or has a comment at the gym, you take it in.
Yeah.
And you take it personal.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. You say, okay, let me evaluate this, see what happened, and let's not, happen again in the future.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. Ms. Jennifer, one bit of advice for someone
that's going through it. Well, I think, the one thing in our society that we have kind of forgotten about is that people who are successful, they're successful, but they've failed more times than people who are unsuccessful. The difference is they get up the next day with the same energy, the same enthusiasm, the same motivation. And as long as you understand that failure is a part of the process, you're not going to succeed at everything. You're not going to be perfect at everything. You got to be willing to take the hits. You got to be willing to take the fails. You got to be willing to say, that was a good idea in my head, but maybe not so much when I worked it out. But that's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fall flat on your face. As long as you're willing to get up the next day and do it with the same energy and intensity, you will succeed. That's the thing. You will succeed.
That's good.
And we love health. We love being able to say we value our health and take care of ourselves. And someone told me, said, a man that's healthy has 1,000 problems. He's running around. He's taking care of everything. But a man that's unhealthy, he has one problem.
Ooh.
And he will spend all of his energy and all of his money to fix that one problem. Ooh. So you have to take care of yourself, right? You have to stay healthy. You have to stay on top of it, because when you're unhealthy, nothing else matters.
Wow. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
So speaking of health, so the gym, can we talk about nutrition for a second? Because I think a lot, let me speak for myself. So I get to the gym at least 4 times a week, but I'm kind of a snacker, and I haven't quite developed that 6-pack abdominals as fast as I would have hoped. Yeah. So what's the thought process on nutrition? What do we need to be doing as people?
So a couple things. Shout out to my Coach Liv. She's one of our trainers at F45 Summerwood. She's our nutrition coach.
Really?
So you hit it on the head. So you can come to the gym 7 days, twice a day. And if your nutrition is not correct, you'll never find those abdominals as you speak.
Coach Brown, please give me. I thought there was some kind of miracle.
It is.
Okay, let's hear it. Shortcut.
Eat real food.
Eat real food. Okay, what is real food? I think we struggle with that when we go in the grocery store. And so many choices. What can we do?
I look at it. This is my mantra. If you buy something and you put it on the shelf, and 2 weeks later you're looking at it and it's looking at you, and it hasn't changed and you hadn't changed, that's not real food. Oreos, things like that don't decompose, things that just sit there, they have so many preservatives in them. That's not healthy. It tastes good, it tastes delicious, but at the end of the day, it's not real. You can't tell me what plant it arrived, it came from. You can't tell me how you grow it. If it has more than 35 ingredients in it, it's not real food.
Wow. That's a lot.
And so you have to really kind of evaluate what you're eating. It tastes good, and no one's saying that you have to completely, change your diet to leaves and lettuce, but at the same time, you also have to look at it what are they putting in this that's allowing it to stay unchanged for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and if the shelf life is that long, what is it doing inside of my body?
Wow.
That's the other thing. If it's just sitting here on the shelf, it's probably just sitting there inside my body. And so if I'm not losing weight, maybe because I'm filled with preservatives.
That's good. So Coach Brown, you gave me a suggestion recently on nutrition that I put into place. So I said, Coach Brown, I like my ice cream. And you said, Brian, try some Greek yogurt, some blueberries, and then they have this protein granola that you were telling me about. I tried that, and that's my thing now. I like that. I like that. And I think that, different options that are what we need to be more knowledgeable of. I think that's...
So remember, just, I used to tell people all the time, right? The word diet ends, okay? So the way a diet works, you have to find something that's sustainable. So most people who do a diet, right? So let's say me, right? I have a birthday coming up, or a cruise coming up, or a vacation coming up.
Yeah, got to get right.
8 weeks from now, right? I'm hitting it. I'm drinking the water. Eating my real food.
Yes.
Not eating my ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm counting my macros and my proteins, my carbs. I'm doing everything right. And I get to that 8-week mark, and my abdominals are actually there, right? Now, what I'm gonna do when it's time for vacation? I'm gonna celebrate, right?
Let my hair down.
It's called the yo-yo.
I deserve it.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I earned it.
I earned
100%.
this. I earned this.
So it's called the yo. That's a yo-yo, right? So you get to that 8-week mark, you hit your goals, and now it's time to celebrate. Well, guess what happens when you get that back into your taste buds? It's very hard to go back to what you were doing. So you have to find something that's actually sustainable.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really important to understand your nutrition. You know, I'll be honest with you, it's harder to maintain. All right, you can start it, you can get there, but once you get there, it's very hard to maintain. But anything worth having is worth working for.
Yes.
And one other thing, you know, to that point, like I take care of cancer patients, right? So, you know, the first part of our conversation is, you know, what's my cancer? How are we going to treat it? The second part is, what should I be eating, doc?
Yes.
What should my nutrition be?
So wait a minute. For our audience, just so they understand, so you're a real doctor.
I'm a real doctor. Real cancer doctor.
So
yes.
because there's a lot of people on the internet that put jackets on and stuff. You are a real doctor.
I am a real certified. I went to medical school, residency, and did 2 fellowships, and one in GYN oncology and one in advanced pelvic surgery.
All right. So we are all ears.
I'm certified.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, I'm gonna put this plug in.
Okay.
So at 15 years active duty service,
Okay.
she just finished school. Okay, so certified.
That's a journey.
Yeah,
That's a long journey.
Yeah, so it's a lot of training, and it's a lot of, you know, long nights, long days, but, you know, to the point of when you take care of cancer patients, cancer patients are real.
Yes.
Right? Because they realize life just got real. They cut away all the BS, all the superficial portions of life, all the, you know, approvals and trying to make everybody else happy. They get real because they understand life just got serious, you know? And whether they're going to survive their cancer or not, at the beginning of the journey, they don't know that. They don't understand that. But what they do know is their time may be limited. And so at that point, they got to get serious about their life. And again, first part is how are we going to treat this, how are we going to conquer this. Second part is, what do I need to do differently? How do I need to change my nutrition?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and if they're not asking, the family's asking, what do we need to feed her? What do we need to give? What do we need to eat? And so at that point, you know, I'm not saying it's too late or whatever, because it's always important. It's never too late to change your health. But if we can get ahead of it, right, by keeping ourselves healthy, keeping our nutrition on point, keeping ourselves in the best physical condition we can, you know, we're going to set ourselves up for a long life, right? Like, we all are getting older, but you can choose how you age, right? And so you can choose to age like a, you know, old person who's crippled and decrepit, or you can be, you know, fine in your 50s. You know, it's
yeah, there you go. So high level, so what kind of nutrition advice does Dr. Jennifer give to these patients? I mean,
so I usually tell patients, you know, again, eat real food. Focus on your protein. Look, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in the macros and how much is, you know, but if you really just kind of sit down and look at and evaluate what you're actually putting in your body, write it down, you know, do a calorie counter if you really feel like you need to. And there's so many apps and things that are out there that you can use that you can really just kind of, you know, help you, guide you through it, so you don't have to figure it all out all by yourself. When you go to the grocery store, stay away from those middle aisles. Those middle aisles, you know, they got that's where, you know, that's where
cookies, the chicken, all the.
They say shop around the periphery of the grocery store, you know, and the fresh frozen fruits and produce and things like that, you know, so that way you're not getting caught up into that snack cycle that people get in, like, oh, I'm just going to eat a little bit of this.
So I've heard some people talking about more plant-based diets and things like that. I mean, what's you all's perspective on plant-based diet? I mean, and nutrition.
We don't like to use the word diet.
Oh yeah, plant-based or whatever stuff I eat.
Diet, lifestyle. So again, it has to be sustainable, and you have to find the things that work for you. You know, some people may be lactose intolerant. Some people may not be able to tolerate, you know, eating spinach and kale based on their job. You know, they may not be able to tolerate those things. So you have to find what works best for you. And Jenny hit it on the head. If you want the easy answer, all right, so I'm gonna draw this out for you. So when you walk in Walmart, what's on the outer perimeter of the grocery aisle?
Produce.
Produce. What else?
Fruit.
Okay. What's over here?
Meat.
Yep. What's over here?
Dairy,
Yep.
eggs, milk.
Boom, that's it. Boom, there's your answer. So you find something in there. Now, here's what someone made very easy for me. When you pick up that box of Honey Nut Cheerios, what does it say on there?
Love Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yep. I know. What does it say on there? Good for cholesterol.
Yes.
You know, good for heart health.
Yeah.
So they're advertising what it can do for you healthy-wise. So the more center you go into the aisles, the more they're trying to convince you that this processed food is good for you. When have you ever picked up a box of spinach and it told you that it was, you know, great fiber, great source of you don't. So again, if you stay the most easiest map they ever drew was on the outside.
That's really good. I never really heard anybody describe it like that, but that's very true.
Yeah.
That's very, very
Don't
true.
get caught in the middle. Don't get
Very, very true. So we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
This is been really, really good. So how can people get connected with you all? Where's the gym located? How can the audience connect with you?
Okay, so we always use landmarks. So we're on Westlake Houston Parkway, so 14609 Suite C, Westlake Houston Parkway, Houston, Texas 77040. We're also on Instagram at F45_Summerwood. You can scan our QR code. And those are pretty much the two good ways to get a hold of us.
What are the class times that y'all have available each day? Is this 7 days a week this gym is open? What are the available class times?
So, interesting question. We're only closed 1 day a year, and that's Christmas.
Okay, we're closed on Christmas Day.
That's it.
Okay.
Every other day, 7 days a week, 364.
Okay.
We're open. And so Brian hit on the head. Our first class at 4:30 in the morning, our last class at 6:45 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And so we hit every shift. There's no excuse to miss class, whether you work in the morning or in the afternoon. And our workouts are 45 minutes. Thursdays are for High Rocks, or Thursday classes are all High Rocks classes, same class times. And then Saturday, they're 1 hour classes.
Okay.
We're 07, 8:15, and 9:30. We bring a DJ in there. We like to have a little bit of fun. And
Really?
liven it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
On Saturdays? Every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday we have a DJ, live DJ.
Shout out DJ Wayne Head. That's our DJ.
I like this.
Yeah, and then Sunday we do. We have one class on Sunday, and we have a High Rock Sim the last Sunday of the month. Just for those people, whether they're in the gym or they're coming, they can come do a simulation. You don't have to be a member of the gym in order to do the simulation. We welcome anyone who's really just trying to push the limits of their fitness. Just come on out there, have a good time, sweat it up with us in the sun, and. Anything else? Oh, Friday is Bring a Friend Friday.
Bring a friend Friday. So this is every Friday. The members can bring a friend.
Yeah, so
check
if
it
you're
out.
interested and you have a work buddy who, you've been trying to get into the gym and they're interested in F45, Bring a Friend Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love this. So we got some merchandise here. What all we got going on here? We're gonna wrap it up, but what do we got going on here, Coach
All right,
Brown?
so this is it's actually near and dear to our heart. So F45 Summerwood, this is our actual logo, our vision for F45 Summerwood. So as you can see down here, we've got the community. That's a real big deal for Jenny and I. We really love giving back to the community. We wanted to figure out how to give health and fitness back to the community. What better way than the gym? Obviously, you have the kettlebell. All right, so that's a symbol of strength. And if you can see right here, this is H-Town.
Wow, that's the skyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
So shout out to Renee for making that. He came up, I gave him our vision, and he put this together for us. So we have T-shirts and things like that in the gym. But yeah, this is our swag keychain or chain here.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. So guys, we're getting towards the end of this episode of the Entrepreneur Blueprint. I want to thank you all so much for coming through. We got Coach Larry Brown,
yes,
we got Miss Jennifer Brown, and guys, I gotta tell you, this gym is amazing. If you guys can't tell, I'm excited about it. I feel good every day going to their gym. It's clean, it's energetic, coaches are amazing. You gotta check these guys out. Yeah. All right, Brian Smith, Coach
Brown.
Larry, Miss Jennifer. We'll catch you guys next time on the Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Bye-bye.